Good morning. I almost feel like somebody from Star Trek Enterprise touching my microphone. Beam me up, Scotty. So welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara, and beam me up, Scotty. um, so today, yes, seaweed arms. Ages ago, I remember standing downstairs in the corner, and we were doing balancing, and then we started doing seaweed arms while balancing. And so it's in the line, or in the direct line of that class, balancing with seaweed arms. And then country dancing is so amazing. We're going to do country dancing as well. So come rest onto your back to begin today, and then we'll come up into balancing standy things. Okay, so come. Great. So landing on your back, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor, and just reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Make thumbs out of your fists, or fists with thumbs. Bend your elbows, and then do country dancing here. How would you do country dancing? And as soon as I start doing country dancing here, I feel how I don't have the same range. So just feel that. Country dancing is where you drop one fist down towards the left and you lift the opposite elbow up. Maybe if I turn my head a little bit more, I can get a bit more range. So interesting. I really don't have much range in my arms as I do this, and I'm realizing it's my rib cage that moves a lot when I'm sitting upright. Great. Reach your arms forward. Interlock your fingers, and then just draw a circle with your hands up towards the ceiling. Keeping your arms straight. How big can you make that circle? And as you do that, feel that you're drawing a circle around between your shoulder blades with the weight of your body. Change direction. So that's actually what I want you to focus on, is the circle that you're creating through the back of the body. But if I focus on only that, we'll never get there. But if we start with the circling of our hands, then the circling of our back is created. The gesture creates the sensation. Nice. And then just rock from side to side, just as far as feels comfortable with your arms this morning. Arms are staying straight in the beginning. And just feel that. I'm not letting my head lift as I do this morning. I'm just going maybe halfway down. I'm just warming up into the rib cage as I do this. Then bend your right elbow, let it touch the floor. Bend the left elbow, let it touch the floor. And as I do this, I'm going to go sideways. There's just this sense of touch, touch. And keeping the top arm straight as I reach. Nice. Next time you bend the right elbow, just pause there. The class on Sunday had elements of this, but we were the other way around. We were face down rather than face up. Just take a few deep breaths down into that left shoulder. Really let it settle. Nice. Other side. Bend the left elbow, bring it to the floor. Right arm is straight. And just take a few deep breaths into that right shoulder. Nice. Reach both arms towards the ceiling, and then bend your elbows and hold on to the opposite elbows with your hands. And then just travel from side to side with your elbows. My head is staying centered, so my upper arm will bang into my chin as it travels. Really use that deepening breath. So deepen your breath. Settle in. Let this be satisfying. Let it meet you deeply. So for me to be met deeply, suddenly I remember the weight of my body on the floor. I feel how my rib cage is traveling from left to right slightly. I'm slowing things down and really experiencing this moment as I as I really offer that sense of connection, an inner hug, a sense of well being in my body as I move. Nice. Make fists out of your hands, roll your wrists in big circles. Nice. Roll in the other direction. I had a moment of confusion there. I didn't know what the other direction was. So interesting. Open your fingers wide, make fists. Open your fingers wide, make fists. Drop your arms out and to the side. Rock your knees from side to side. So now our knees are traveling from left to right. Oh, we're just allowing them drop down, meet the deep of your belly. Leaning into that top leg. So as my knees travel left, I lean into the top of the front of the right thigh. I find that elastic feeling of connectivity through the front of my thigh. I lean in. I really, like, I draw it close and deep towards me, the sensation. I go, oh, yes, and I lean. Deepening your breath, really let it settle into your body. And next time you travel to the right, pause there, leaning into the left hip, and draw your shoulders wide and down towards the floor. And imagine that the back of the left rib cage can come to the floor. And so, how would you bring one rib cage more, one, not a whole rib cage, one rib more down to the floor? How would you squeeze your bum and push into the front of your left thigh? Deepening your breath, settling in. Nice. Come back to center. Drop your knees down towards the left. Rock, really drop your shoulders. Draw your rib cage backwards. And then lean by squeezing into the right buttock and push your hips, your front of the right hip, a little bit diagonal towards the left. And then deepen the breath and soften into that as you engage. So it's not a passive stretch. I'm really actively engaging. It's like kind of like a yawn stretch that's happening, a pandiculation. I'm squeezing and lengthening at the same time, and it's really satisfying. Nice. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, roll into your ankles, big circles. And then roll in the other direction, big circles. Nice. Squeeze your knees towards you. Wrap your arms around your knees as you squeeze them in. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees, squeeze them in. Lengthen up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees, squeeze them in. Up. One more time. Bend your knees, squeeze them in. And up. Nice. And then just do butterfly knees. So keeping your toes together, rock your knees wide, let your toes travel down towards the floor, draw your knees together, and then back up towards your chest. So there's this circling of your knees, but your spine you're not doing a left to right with both knees. Your right one goes right and your left one goes left. So they're individualized while circling. So it's a bit like a butterfly. Nice. And then butterfly in the other direction. Toes are staying connected as you move. Nice. Last one on the floor. Windscreen wiper legs. Wow, that was like a tongue twister. So point both of your toes towards the right and touch your left foot off your right knee. And then point both of your toes towards the left and touch your right foot off your left knee. So windscreen wipers to the right and then to the left. And I feel the deep spiraling into my hips. And then I'm also feeling that into my waist as I move. Can you feel the shape that your pelvis is creating to create windscreen wiper legs? Wow, say that fast 10 times. One more time each side. Awesome job. Come all the way up to sit. Stretch your legs out long in front of you. So seaweed arms, it's been a while since we've done seaweed arms. There was a stage where we did it all the time. So seaweed arms, so bring both hands down towards the floor. So they're touching lightly. And then turn your chest towards the left. And feel how your arms move with you a bit. And then let your arms travel over towards the left. And now turn your head and your chest towards the right. And let your arms follow behind you, and then they travel towards the right. So there's this sense of my torso moves and then my arms, my torso moves and then my arms. I like keeping my head center, otherwise I get a bit dizzy with this one. So torso, arms, torso, arms, torso, arms, torso, arms. And as I do this, I feel that my belly is creating a figure of 8. I'm going to bring my feet slightly wider. It's like I drag my nails through the water in front of me, like there's a pond and how flowy can you get? The backhand, I really let it begin to turn a little bit more. I'm starting to turn my head now as well as my warm up into the back of my body. What's your version of seaweed arms? Nice. Country dancing, 2 thumbs pointing outwards, drop 1 elbow down. So that's so interesting. When I was on the floor, I could feel that the left shoulder with the feedback from the floor was expressing limitation in movement. Whereas now, when there's no floor behind me, I'm not as present to that limitation. So interesting. I love finding out new things about the ability and range of wellness that's possible in my body. So I'm always listening a little bit carefuler. Is that a word? More carefully to my left arm, to my left hip. Nice. Double. I was thinking yesterday, somebody was talking about Friends, and in Friends, if you know, you know. In Friends, there was this gesture. I was thinking that the double country dancing is a bit like that one. So bring both hands together, and then both arms go wide. You go into a back bend, and then both elbows go up. You round forward. Both elbows come in. Thumbs go out. Both elbows go out. Thumbs drop down. Double country dancing. It was Ross and Monica, their brother and sister and friends, and they had a way of disagreeing with something. One more time. Super, great. Come stand up. Cool. So find a wall with your left hand. Okay. Lift the right foot off the floor. And just find your ground, even bounce a bit into that left foot. Really feel like the foot is solid. You don't have to touch the wall ever if your balancing feels okay with this. So bounce a bit, try and get tall, shrink. Tall, how tall can you get? Tall, 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 more up. Notice how all your abdominal muscles are engaging as you get tall. And your legs engage as you get short. Tall, 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 tall. And short. Nice. Bring your right toes to the floor and then seaweed arms. For me, there's something about the back ribs as I travel with the back hand that moves that really feels very satisfying. So I'm going to lift my right foot off the floor and continue to seaweed dance. Oh, seaweed dance. We have a new word. This is the seaweed dance. Flow. Nice. Other side. Bring your right hand to the wall. Lift your left foot off the floor. Gonna bounce a few times. Just feel that. Do bounce into the standing leg. Really feel it like, wow, I have a foot that's on the floor. Feel the proprioception of the foot on the floor. Feet are made for impact and for solid pressure. Make the pressure more solid. Nice. Get super tall. Tall, tall, tall. Squish down. Tall. Taller. Squishing down. Nice. One more time. Tall, 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 tall. Taller. Nice. Take your hand off the wall. Bring your left toes to the floor. Seaweed arms. Again, it's so delightfully delicious. The back of my rib cage. Maybe lift your toes off the floor. Seaweed dance. If you're finding this too easy, close your eyes. Wow. Talk about complexity. Wow. Somebody was saying that every time I say holy moly, they think of their mother because their mother used to say genie meanie. Great. So just come roll forward. So both feet on the floor and just begin to round forward. So genie meanie, that was cool. All the way down, hands to the floor, drop your head down. Roll all the way back up. When you're here, bounce a few times so you feel your feet. Feel your feet. And then get super tall, taller, taller, taller. How taller can you get? By pushing your feet down into the floor and then get short, keeping your feet flat. And then tall, tall, tall. Rounding forward, round, down. All the way up. Bounce a few times. Really lightly, don't hurt your knees. Just go, oh, there's my feet. I can send a rebound down into my feet like a little basketball. Feel your feet. Take a few breaths. Really feel that. You can feel your feet. And then get super tall. Tall, tall, tall. How would you lift the top of your head even more towards the ceiling? As you lengthen, I feel like unraveling myself upwards. Can I get like a snake upwards who wants to seek upwards? Nice. So swan meets country dancing. So bring both elbows together in front of you. Bring your elbows wide. And then round, bring your elbows up. So double country dancing and standing. Back bending. Rounding forward. Back bending, squeeze your bum, push your hips forward. Draw your navel back as you lift both elbows. Nice. Now swan. Swan is where you're, start from here, elbows down and back, and then dive into a swimming pool. Elbows down and back, dive into a swimming pool. You know, I think I prefer swan over double country dancing. It feels more satisfying somehow. Tell me what you think. Double country dancing or swan? One more time. Come lie on the floor, landing down, landing in. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees down towards the right. And just pause there. Feel your breath. Slow things down. Nice. Back up to center. Drop both knees down towards the right. Pause. Nice. Come back to center. Soles of your feet together, knees apart. I'm going to walk my shoulders away from my hips. Find my breath. Take a sigh, a few deeper breaths, really landing. Deeply enjoying this moment in your body. Nice. So stay there, perhaps, deepening into your belly, deepening into the connections of this moment. Maybe you gather yourself up and slowly begin to travel off into your day. Maybe you have a meditation practice that you sit there and meditate for a few minutes. Whatever way you do this, have a wonderful day. Today, the sunrise was one of the first, now when I go out around 5, the birds are almost there straight away at 5 o'clock. And there was this beautiful orange in the sky. It's been a while since there's been orange in the sky here. And then the sun was like this incredible ball of fire in the sky. And it's so beautiful here today. So I hope you have a beautiful day, whatever the weather, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Another awesome day of open. Yeah, I'm liking this shoulder thing. Thanks, Aideen, for telling me about shoulders, reminding me about shoulders. Remind me, guys. I love being reminded of things that you love. I'm like, oh yeah, God, I forgot about that completely. So great. Ciao, ciao. See you tomorrow.